All right, so here's my hand sewing needle and my thread. And I use beeswax on my hand sewing thread. This prevents it from knotting. It also makes the thread stronger. I'll just pull it through here.
Now, is that necessary? What if we don't have beeswax at home?
It's not necessary, but it's a good habit, and we do have it here in the shop. So if you want to come, come and shop for it, you can. Okay, and then I'm going to use a double strand because pillows get quite a bit of wear. Bring it through, and then wrap this around my finger, roll it toward my fingertip, and pull in a nice, good sized knot in the end. The reason I want that knot to be fairly big is I don't want to be pulling it right through my fabric. And I'm going to work fold to fold here, and I'm going to put a pin right in the middle to hold these layers together. Now, when I hand sew, I want to kind of overlap where my machine stitching was. And I'm going to tuck that knot and that end right inside my pillow. And then I'm going to work along parallel to the edges. So I'll come up through here, through this fold.
So you're doing like a straight stitch or a whip stitch? Or?
It's not a whip stitch. It's a straight stitch through the fold.
Through both folds. Oh, but not, it's not going to show on the outside.
No, this is a beautiful invisible stitch. Okay, and then I jump over to this other fold. And I'm always working parallel to the edge of my pillow. Okay, and you're gonna see, you're gonna see how the stitches just disappear. Okay, I don't want to pull it so tight that I gather it up, and I don't want it so loose that my filling leaks out. So
that's inside of the fold. Do one more on the right part. And that's gonna
okay.
Right.
And I don't try to do more than one at a time because I want to really control the tension of what I'm doing. And I don't want to come through the face of the fabric. I really want to keep to the fold. And for scale, each stitch is between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch. So it
tilt that this way a little because the light is.
Sure.
I'm sorry. This way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there. So that's how you're getting the white fold. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of grabbing the top of it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And again, parallel with the edge.
Okay.
And we're almost at the end here.
And it was not such a big hole, so you didn't have to do a whole lot of hand stitching.
Right. And this would be the most invisible way to sew your pillow together.
Pin out.
You want to keep these two threads nice and even so you don't have loops coming out along your seam. Okay, now we're reaching the end and we're gonna just neatly tack this off. And what I do is, again, I overlap my machine stitching from before and dip my needle into the fold and come around, let's see, 1, 2. And on the third time around, what I'm going to do is pull it right through that loop, and that kind of makes a little knot. And then with my clippers, I'm going to hold those flat so I don't cut into my pillow and snip close up there. Okay, so you can see that you've got a nice tidy seam there.
Let's see. Now there's so much light coming in the window. Oh, that's a beautiful seam. Can't even see it.
Right, exactly.
Okay, can't even see it. That's
Okay, now I'm going to show you how to sew this up by machine, which is I'm cheating a little bit because it's already been hand stitched. But my trick for this is to use 2 sets of pins. Okay, so one set of pins is going to go way in here. And what this does is keeps that stuffing from budging your presser foot right off the pillow, which is the hard part of trying to stitch anything
because you got this big
three-dimensional.
bump right next to.
And as I'm
the foot.
sewing, I want to see a little bit of this underneath layer, okay, so that I know I'm catching both of those folds as I go. All right, so now I'm going to carefully put this under my presser foot.
Okay, just a second. I don't have my pressure foot on the camera. Where's that pressure? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
you ready?
not quite.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so now I'm going to put this under my presser foot, and again, I'm overlapping. Now, on your presser foot, hopefully there's like a little notch that you can use to line things up, because what you're doing is trying to top stitch very close to the edge. Make sure you're holding your threads when you start. A couple stitches forward, and again, where you back stitch a couple stitches. And then again, as I'm going, I want to see a little bit of the underneath layers so that I know that I'm catching everything. And you see how these pins hold this batting back for me. Now, for kids, they may need a grown-up kind of helping them along with this part, because even though I've pinned the batting back, it still wants to kind of back off from the edge. So you can see how fast this goes. I get to the other end, reverse. That's that. We have our pillow. Let me pull these pins out. And this is a case where I don't want to pull those pins out till I'm all done. And again, holding your scissors parallel to the edge so you don't snip into your pillow, and just trim off neatly. And that's it. That's your pillow.
That's your pillow.
Okay.
Great. And you can always fluff it up to wherever you want, right?
And steam over it if you
Beautiful.
need to get it.
Yeah, a lot of those little wrinkles are already gone.
Yeah.
And with the cotton, I don't know what kind of fabric everybody uses. Look at that. It's a beautiful pillow. Nice.
All right.